Hey guys, for some reason I'm kind of on a Sheaffer kick as of late. I shared with you just recently my PFMs. I did a full video on the Sheaffer pen for men, and it is similar in style to this. But the PFM's a little more oversized, a little more chunky, and it's a snorkel filler. Well, it also has the touchdown filler system, and the touchdown filler system is actually something that's very innovative. It's different. You don't use a lever. You don't you don't use a button. You don't use a coin. You don't use an aerometric push lever. You use the pen itself with a plunger, and I'll show you how to do that. I already did in the last video. I'll show it to you again. I've got a bunch of touchdown filling system Sheaffers in my collection, and as a matter of fact, here is a picture with at least 8 of them in addition to this one that I have here. What I have in front of me is from right around 1961 or so. It's a Sheaffer Imperial IV. Now, I already had an Imperial II that I had picked up some time ago, and it was new in box, new old stock when I got this. And I got this a couple of years ago, I do believe. But, I've enjoyed it. It's actually a very good pen. The number 2, it's got that conical, the Sheaffer Imperial II, it's got that beautiful conical nib on it. I like Sheaffer conical nibs, by the way, but it also has that same Sheaffer touchdown filling system where you've got that plunger where you just pull that out and you can hear it aspirate. You hear that? Well, just as I showed you with the snorkel, it's the same kind of filling system. Well, here it is. The number 4, the Imperial IV with a touchdown filler. This is fully restored. I picked this one up when I saw a good price at AntiqueDigger.com. Sound familiar? I keep telling you guys, go to AntiqueDigger.com. Use discount code Troy, and you will get 10% off from your purchases. And Greg always has some beautiful pens. He's got a couple pens he just added within the last day or so that I'm drooling over. There's a desk set that I really want. I settled to purchase this one because, quite honestly, I had just paid for a vacation for myself and my bride. So, toned it down a little bit, and since I was already kind of on the kick of touchdown fillers and Sheaffers, I went ahead and picked this up at a good deal. And of course, I use my own discount code, like you should be doing if you want some good pens. Guys, Sheaffer's my second favorite pen brand, and it's really up there on my list, really tight with Waterman, and pens like this are the reason why. I enjoy the inlaid nib that you have right here on the Imperial IV. I showed you the conical nib on the Imperial II. Conical nibs are awesome. I do like them. But this one has a medium 14 karat gold inlaid nib. And then you've got a nice looking cap. It's got gold filled wide band here. It's got a gold filled clip. And of course, you've got the Sheaffer white dot right there on the clip. As was with the PFM, you've got the square here on the top of the cap. And it comes to round down and then tapers down to where you've got the squared off knob here at the end. So, it does have Sheaffer where it's stamped right on here, and I'll show you some better pictures here as well. It does say made in the USA. So, excellent, beautiful looking pen. A nice rich blue on this one, and I'm kind of glad I got the blue, and that's what was available. It's about 5.5 inches long, and it's about average. It's about the same as the Imperial II in terms of length. Really enjoying my Sheaffers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to head and going to ink this sucker up. I've decided to try some ink I haven't tried yet. Some antique ink, some Parker Quink. I was able to procure a mostly full bottle. It doesn't look like this ink had really ever been used, but it is a permanent blue-black ink. It actually came still in a beat-up old box, so probably, you know, maybe 50s, 60s or so. And I've never tried, to be honest with you, Parker Quink before. I've seen it. I've seen people use it. I've heard of it. Seen writing samples with it. I've just personally never used it. But I recently got this bottle and I figured, you know, why not? Let's go ahead and give it a shot. So, like you would do with a touchdown is you would twist to unlock that and you pull out. You hear it aspirate. You hear that? So, let's go ahead and pull it out. And unlike the snorkel, you don't extend a tube that goes down in. You do actually, literally, put this tip, the nib, down inside. And then you allow it to suck up some ink. Because you do have that sac, and it takes air pressure to compress that sac. And when it releases, it sucks up ink. So let's do that at least once more. I saw some air bubbles that went on down inside it. So I'll just give it these two. And set it aside. Make sure that lid is on good and tight. And then just wipe it off. Alright, so you've seen how to fill a touchdown filler. You've seen the variety of colors and styles of pens that actually use the touchdown filling system. And you've seen the antique Quink ink. And let's take a look at how this pen writes. It is a medium nib, and it is a Sheaffer. This one is a touchdown filler Imperial IV, Roman numeral number 4. With a, like I said, a medium 14 karat nib. It's actually a fairly smooth nib, but I gotta be honest with you, I don't think I like this ink. This has the Parker Quink. This is a blue-black, so blue. I mean, it writes with a fairly wet nib and a fairly wet line. It doesn't look like it when you're writing with it, so I don't think I like this ink right here. This is my first time writing with Parker Quink, and at least the blue-black, nah, not a fan. Like I said, this is a, it's a little different. It writes fairly light. I'm used to some inks that write show up kind of dark, but then lighten. This one, it's kind of light. I'm just not a fan of it so far. But this, like I said, this is a smooth nib. I love the inlaid Sheaffer nib. You're not going to get a whole lot of spring or a whole lot of flex out of this particular nib. You can get some, you know, you're going to get some line variation. Like I said, it can write a nice wet line out of it. I'm just not so sure I'm liking how that ink shows up. I will try it with a different ink and see if I like that any better. But so far, no, not a fan of this ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go flush this pen out and try a different ink and see if I like it any better. One of the things I had to learn the hard way was to try a different ink once in a while and not assume it's a problem with the pen. So what I did was I flushed out that pen and I used an old standby, my faithful Waterman Serenity Blue. So let's see how it writes now that I have a Waterman Serenity Blue. By the way, this pen, now that you've don't ever forget to tighten this up here on the twist knob. But now that's nice and secure, let's see if there's a big difference between the two. So this is Waterman Serenity Blue. Much, much better. Still kind of a wet writer for an old inlaid nib, but I do like how it writes much better. Much, much better as far as I'm concerned. It's still, you know, not going to lay down the most ink in the world, but it's still a decent wet writer. It's not going to give you the thickest line in the world. It's not going to give you the darkest line every time. You can still get some good, like I said, line variation out of it, as you can see there, if you want to give it just a little bit of pressure, but it's not meant to be a flex nib. But better with tea with better ink. So, ink does make a difference. But as you can see, a little skip there though. Let's see if I can hold it better at the bottom of the page. There, much better. So there you go, folks. You know, Imperial IV. I had an Imperial II, and now I've added this nice, beautiful Imperial IV to my collection with that gorgeous inlaid nib from Sheaffer and AntiqueDigger.com. Hey, remember, go to AntiqueDigger.com, use discount code Troy for your 10% off. Oh, and by the way, yes, I bought this for myself. It's not like he sent it to me and asked me to plug his website. The fact is, I use him as a source for my own personal collection, and every single pen that I show you is one that I purchased with my own money, and I've just featured here so you can see what's out there and available. The Imperial 4s are getting to be good collector's items. The Imperial 2s are still out there that I showed you earlier. You can find those as well, but those beautiful inlaid nibs, 14 karat gold nibs with gold-filled cap bands and clips, kind of, you know, very attractive to a collector. Remember to subscribe to our channel and keep checking back for more videos. T-shirts and for fountainpenfanatic.com are available. That is the URL for this channel. And look back for some more videos soon. I've got more videos planned for you. And you'll find new pens, you'll find old pens, and I really love vintage pens, as you know. But I try not to do just vintage. But I actually have another video planned with some vintage pens that I think you're going to like.